I'm Keilani, and today I'm reacting to Taylor Swift's song and music video, Fortnight. I mean, okay, I can't lie that I heard the song because I feel like you can't be alive in the world right now and not hear the next, T Swift hit, but I'd not watched the music video. And when I say I've heard the song, I didn't, analyze it. It was, on the radio or just around me. So this is still my first, intentional analysis of Fortnite. And sometimes I feel a little intimidated by big artists who have this huge creative budget to do super cool music videos, much like a lot of Taylor Swift's music videos, just because I don't necessarily have the components to understand and unpack every aspect. And I always want to feel like I'm doing a good job for you. But I really enjoyed this song's lyrics, and I felt like that carried a lot of insight for me. And I really enjoyed the way that they creatively wove in some of those themes to the artistic direction of the song and the music video. Again, I've said many, many times, I think that every artist is also wanting our own reaction, our own kind of Rorschach projection assessment that relates to us internally. And so I'm totally okay with not being right and having my own version of what fits me. So I'd love to know in this song how it resonated with you, what felt accurate and what felt different. I really enjoyed it. I love me some Post Malone. And you get to see his sweet face without tattoos. It's so cute. I've had some people also comment on, oh, she's already watched it because we filmed this introduction video actually at the end of our day after we've done the initial reactions. And I could see how that would be confusing. It just happens to work so well with the flow of what we're doing. And then I feel that I can speak to certain things that really stood out to me in a much more integrated way instead of just projecting it. But oh, yeah, this is the energy that I want you to have as you start to watch my reaction. So anyways, thank you for hearing me out there. And thank you for joining us. This is going to be released in my birthday week. So I would love so much for you to subscribe, and just continue joining us on this journey. And please enjoy. Okie dokie.
I was supposed to be sent away, but they forgot to come and get me. I was a functioning alcoholic till nobody noticed my new aesthetic. All of this to say, I hope you're okay, but...
Okay, hold on. I have to back this up and all of it. Okay, I pause it on this upside down tray. Oh, okay, forget him pills. Oh man, don't I wish I would have had some of those in my past, some forget him pills. Okay. I have some thoughts. I'd love to, again, in the comments, I'm always wanting to know what your interpretation is. I think that artists are wanting us to have our own interpretation. But music videos give us such an opportunity to understand what it is that they're wanting to convey too. This room that she's in is all skewed and cattywampus, and it automatically has me wondering if this is more so how she, her mental feeling inside her internal world. And it's interesting that she is chained to the bed too. As the song unfolds, I will reserve the right to edit my interpretation at this point. But what kind of intuitively was coming to me when I saw that is, so often when we have been hurt in our past, there's a part of us that we kind of lock up or shove away. It's usually a sensitive or vulnerable part of us. And if that feels confusing to understand, I mean, I'm really speaking kind of from an internal family systems lens, but it even speaks to just inner child work. So often, we are not really fully integrated and living authentically. And when we've had some kind of trauma, we kind of splinter away, and it becomes more difficult to love more fully, to have real connection with people. So her being locked up, and then I'm just now realizing too, because I'm looking at the part of the video where the tray is upside down and someone's carrying it in. I think there's maybe keys on the tray. It's like our own way that we try to stay safe is like, oh, this part of me needs to be kept away because I don't want that part to be hurt. I don't want the world. I don't want, someone in relationship to hurt that part of me. I don't feel like I could handle it, or I don't even feel like they could handle my full expression of myself. And so we're afraid of being vulnerable around other people. So this feels like a very self-protected space that we're in for this part of the song. And oftentimes I work with clients who are wanting to live more authentically and break free from that and have real connection. And they don't fully understand that they are the ones holding that key. They're the ones keeping themselves hostage. And it's a working through how to trust yourself again, really. So, as a therapist who's working with people who are healing from trauma and healing from heartache, that's what these first few moments of the music video are bringing for me. Okay, I want to see what else happens. Here we go.
I hope you're okay, but you're the reason. And no one here's to blame. But what about your quiet treason? And for a fortnight there we were, forever running to you. Sometimes ask about the weather. Now you're in my backyard, turn into good neighbors. Your wife waters flowers. I wanna kill her.
That's super fun. I loved that part of the music video where she's like wiping her face and the tattoos appear. And if I'm looking back at the lyrics too, it's interesting. I think to me, this is representing a certain point in healing where there's a little bit of ambivalence in wanting to, fully believe that I hope you're okay, kind of know, like, we weren't forever, it's okay, it's all right. This, like, sometimes people are in your life for a moment, and just really accepting that from a place of, like, love and acceptance. And then there's also one foot in saying, like, you're to blame, though. What about your quiet treason? And, like, still pointing the finger. And I'm not saying that in a breakup there shouldn't be, like, we should just erase all blame. To me, that is a necessary piece in healing. And again, it just denotes that, oh, this is where we are in the healing process. There's some acceptance, but there's also some bitterness still there. And I think that bitterness serves a point to hopefully, like, the goal is to have healthy boundaries and to try to seek the lessons that we've learned from that experience, no matter how painful, no matter the suffering, to try and form how we can live in the world, like, while still honoring ourselves, really. Because so much heartbreak and heartache is having a vision for someone's healing, having a vision for that partner's possibility. If someone isn't willing and wanting to grow, then we're just going to feel disappointed. I think we can live in this space in relationships and in, the love bubble of feeling really blinded by that and just falling in love with the possibility of someone and their potential. Again, I know that the song and the rest of the music video will keep unfolding, and I might be wrong about that, but in these first images, that's what I'm getting. okay, I love Post Malone, and I've mentioned this about Jelly Roll too. It's just so fun to hear like this really beautiful tone and this beautiful voice come out of someone who, like, if I ran into them on the street, I'd probably feel really intimidated because of the face tattoos. He has such a like enduring, like kind of like lovable personality. I've listened to some interviews with him and like getting to know more of who he really is as a person, and especially having it when he talks about like his kid. I don't know if he has one or two, but just talks about being a father. It's just like he's just a big teddy bear, and I'm like, oh, so sweet. So now I have a different association when I see his face. I'm like, oh. But I wonder how other people respond to that, and it's reminding me also that her, wiping and having the tattoos, it feels like maybe, oh, this is how you've been etched into me. This is how, like, there still are scars or remnants of that relationship. It also has me wondering whether or not, I think there's so many women who kind of adopt whatever the man, and this isn't me talking about a heterosexual relationship, so this isn't unique to that, but there are people who will adopt whatever their partner likes, wants, and accepting influence from your partner is one piece of a healthy relationship. But when we abandon our true self, that's when it gets tricky, and we have to have this awareness and this balance of that. So often I think there can be this stance of like, you're trying to change me, like that's a negative. And I want to just highlight the nuance. Like, our partners should change us. And I hope that you can feel as though they're changing you for the better. We shouldn't want to just stay stagnant. I think the healthiest and most beautiful relationships really force you to change and evolve. And at the same time, you don't want to do that inauthentically. You want to be able to check in with yourself and make sure that you are following a path and taking on interests that are really aligned with what you want. But it made me think about, I mentioned just talking about a male-female relationship. I think that's where I see it most often, but it certainly is not unique to those just heterosexual relationships, where the woman is really kind of camouflaging herself and just taking on the interest, the personality, the persona of what she thinks her partner wants.
You and for a fortnight there we were, forever running to you. Sometimes ask about the weather. Now you're in my backyard, turned into good neighbors. Your wife waters flowers. I wanna kill her. And for a fortnight there we were, together running to you. Sometimes calm and time my sweater. Now you're at the mailbox, turned into.
He's so cute without face tattoos, y'all. He's so cute. Look at this cute face. Look at it. And there's something so endearing about like that scene. He's like running his hands like slowly like in her face and in her hair, and it's just so lovely. And this is clearly highlighting a peak in the relationship and really showing the way that they felt so loved and they were so in this love bubble. And we already know that that isn't what persisted, but this section is just really like, doesn't it just make you feel and think of your first love? Like, that's what I think when I see this. Not that my first love looked like Post Malone, but I don't know. And he's so fresh-faced.
Into good neighbors, my husband is cheating. I wanna kill him. I love you. It's ruining my life. It's ruining my life. I touched you for only a fortnight. I touched you. I touched you. I love you. It's ruining my
Okay, I want to comment on that scene. She's like strapped in, she's got a crown on, and like it's, feels like electroconvulsive shock therapy or something is going to happen. But some things that I noticed, it looked like a lie detector test. So that's really interesting. I think to me, that's wondering about the lies we might be telling ourselves and it really paying attention to the signs that are there instead of just what we want to see. And that is so hard. It's so hard when we are also in a state of wanting love and of like caring for someone and wanting to believe that it's possible. That's what I'm wondering. And just that like scanning machine that was there. I'm curious what your interpretation is of the crown. That's really interesting to me. There's also a dog, and that was interesting, but I can't pinpoint what those mean, or it's not resonating other than I would love for someone who's maybe more artistic to tell me more. I also just realized, and I'm not sure if this is what the song is about, but like for a fortnight we were there together. It's like, is this possibly about breaking up with someone and just, having that moment of connection again? Like they came over for a night, a couple weeks later, month or so later, revisiting one another, and for a fortnight we were together. But maybe that's not what it is. I love you, it's ruining my life, like that on repeat. I don't know. I've been in those relationships. Have you ever felt that way? Like the love that you have for someone and it feels so all-consuming and you want, to help them, or there's this connection that you feel, and yet there's so much about the relationship that is not healthy and that is taking you down a path of like negative thoughts or obsession or this unhealthy patterns, or just feeling like you're not yourself and you're not operating at your best. And really what that is then is a traumatic reaction that just feels familiar within that relationship. And familiar can feel safe. It's a poor mimic for safety. Real connection can feel really scary and we can subconsciously bat that away. There's this realization I think that she's having in this song of, doing what feels somewhat natural and normal, loving you and being in this relationship is truly not healthy for me. It is truly like ruining my life. It's truly sucking the life out of me. And this is a pivotal decision that people have to come to, is like, do I choose me? Do I choose me and my wellness and my well-being and my future and leave this person that I still love? Because love isn't enough. It's not. Love is not enough in a relationship. You need to also want to grow. You need to also like be able to adapt. And this feels like a song where one partner was not capable, willing, able, didn't have all the right ingredients to do that. And there's a mourning there. There's a sadness.
Another fortnight lost in America, on Florida, by the car you want, but it won't start up. See you touch, let it go, but you won't pick up. Another fortnight lost in America, on Florida, by the car you want, but it won't start up till I touch you.
Yeah. Okay. So those last lines, move to Florida, buy the car you want, but it won't start up till you touch me. I think that's about starting fresh. After a breakup, it feels like I want to start fresh. I want to do something different with my hair. I'm going to, move over here and be someone new. I'm going to do the things that I want. And when you have, I feel like what's described as kind of a trauma bond with someone, you still feel this pull. Like it's not like, but this isn't enough. It's that person. It's that relationship that I need. And so it won't start up, meaning my new life doesn't feel like it doesn't feel quite right. my new life isn't feeling comfortable. And so I need this moment back with you. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. That's especially, it's interesting. Like, he's on the phone in the payphone booth with her. Also, when was the last time you saw a payphone booth? I remember those. I remember that's how I'd have to like came up. My mom would be like, "Tell me when you get wherever and call me on the payphone." And like, so funny. It's you never see them now. But her being on the top, and then that whole "till I touch you," and then they're reaching out to one another, like you're continuing to reach out, and there's this dance in a toxic relationship or post-toxic relationship of needing space and then wanting that person, and then the other person is needing space, and then like that it causes you to want it more, and it's this kind of unhealthy flux in and out of that. That's really what this song feels to me. It's this in-between of healing and being in the way of your own full healing, of the magnetism of, you know, wanting someone who you love deeply, who isn't ready for the realness of that, who isn't ready to be healthy in love, knowing that, and also feeling stuck by it. That's what I'm understanding. I'm sure the more that I would watch it too, there'd be other things that would pop up and I'd love to share with you, but it's so chock full of little symbolic pieces. And then I love at the end too, it's showing her back in that room that to me I still think represents kind of her internal world, and she's breaking the mirror because she's breaking out of it, and that's beautiful. That's like really, really wonderful and beautiful. Like, I'm breaking this illusion that I'm stuck here. She's no longer chained to the bed, right? Because they brought those keys in. That means your life can now live in possibility. I would love to know what your interpretations are. I'm totally okay with being wrong. But again, I really view that musical artists are wanting to put their music out there for us all to have our own interpretation. It's like a Rorschach. It's like, here, what do you think? And if that's real for you, then that's right. So it might be that my, past daddy issues and unhealthy relationships that I worked out in my 20s, it could be coming out in my interpretation of this song, and I feel completely comfortable with that. I don't feel badly about that, but I would love to know if you have a different interpretation and how that resonated with you. So thank you so much for joining me for this therapist reaction video, and I'll see you in the next one.